Hi guys, today we are going to look at the basic Docker commands. So stick around, let's get into it. I've already set up my virtual machine on DigitalOcean and installed Docker. If you want to know how to install it, check out my previous video. I'll leave the link in the description below. The first command we'll look at is Docker images. The Docker images command is used to list the Docker images that are currently stored on your local system. Image in this context does not mean a picture or photograph. It refers to a specific version of an application or a software, while containers are running instances of the image. To list the Docker containers, we use Docker PS. Now let's try that out. This is our terminal and we presently do not have any images or container as you can see. If you're unsure what a command does or how to use it, you can always add the help option at the end. The help option provides a brief description of a command's usage, options and arguments. For example, the A option lists all the containers whether they are running or not. Now aliases are commands with different names that do the same thing. Let's try it out. We can see that it gave us the same result with its alias. Now let's get an image. Go to Google, search for Docker Hub. You would see hub.docker.com. For references, I'll just leave the link in the description below. We will get the Nginx image. So type Nginx in the search bar. Docker Hub is a repository of images so anyone can push their image to Docker. An official image is one that is maintained and distributed by the creators of the software or service it contains. To download this image, you copy and paste this command by the right in your terminal and you scroll down to see the details of the image. Supported tags section carry the tags for different versions of an image. So let's copy this and add the tag latest. Latest downloads the latest version of that image. Let's pull another version. Remember, repetition is key, so just pick any two other versions of your choice and pull them. Let's view all the images. Just type clear to clear my screen. Let's check out all the containers. We can see we still don't have any container. This is because containers are running images and we haven't run any image. To run an image, we can always go to the documentation of the image to see how it is run. So we'll copy and paste this command in our terminal. But let us first understand what we are copying. Docker run is the main command that runs our images. The name option is for you to give your container any name of your choice. In this command, the given name is some Nginx, so we can choose to change that. The D option makes your container run in the background. The P option is used to map your container port to your host port. The first port is that of your host system, while the second is that of your container. And the last part, some content Nginx, is the image name. I encourage you to pause this video and run the command without each tag and see what happens. However, in this video, I will be pasting the command into the terminal like that. So we will be changing the image name to the one we have downloaded. I have Nginx mainline downloaded, so that's what I'm going to change it to, and then some Nginx to our preferred name. Let's view our running container Docker ps so we can see the container ID, the time it was created and other details. Now we will go to our host firewall and open up the port. In AWS, you can open it in security group in the networking tab of your VM. Here on DigitalOcean, I'll go to the firewalls and create one. Give it any name of your choice. custom TCP, we'll open ports 8080, 8081 and 8082 as we will be using it for this tutorial, and we'll attach it to our VM. So we will just close that and enter into our virtual machine, also called the droplet on DigitalOcean, and copy our public IP address. So go to a new tab, put in your public IP address and add the port number, and we can see that it is up and running. Let's run another image. We will be mapping this to port 8081. You can always check Docker images in case you forgot the name of the image. Let's view our containers, and voila! We will repeat the same process, pasting the public IP and port number in a new tab to see our container. Let's try the last port that we opened. And of course, we can't reach this page because we are not running anything on that port yet. To stop the container, run docker stop, name of container or container ID. Oops, that was not the name I gave my container. Let me change that. Let's check if it has stopped. And it has. Now let's list the containers. From Docker PS, we can see only one container, but when we add the A option, we can see two containers. Like I stated previously, this is because the A tag lists all the containers, whether they are running or not. To start a stopped container, we use docker start name of container or container ID. Let's list our running containers. It is not necessary to download the image before you run it. You can just run it and it will go to Docker Hub to download it. Let's run a container called Apache 2. We will look for it in Docker Hub, get the name and version we want, and run it on port 8082. We can also write the D and P option together. And remember, the host ports can change, but the container port shouldn't. So you are going to go to the documentation and search for the container port. Then write the name of the image, Ubuntu/Apache 2. Let's view our new image with Docker images and our container with Docker PS. Now let's check it out. We can see it's up and running and we didn't have to download the image. To stop a container, we use docker stop the name of the container or the container ID. Now, supposing you have to stop one container, you can use docker stop. But if you have to stop all of them at once, we use this command. The bracket is like inputting a variable, and we know Docker PS lists all the running containers. So we are telling it to stop all the running containers. The Q tag is for it to do it quietly. So we can see all the containers are stopped, but the containers are still there. To delete containers, we use docker rm container ID or container name. To delete all the containers, you put the list of all the containers as a variable. Let's verify that it's deleted. And it is. So let's list out our images. To delete images, we use docker rmi name of image or image ID. To delete all our images, we do the same thing, putting the list of all our images in a variable. But this time we'll be adding the -f option to forcefully delete all the images. Oops, forgot to close the bracket. Wrong bracket. What is this again? Oh, I didn't put my $sign. Warning, only use this delete all commands when you are very sure you are not going to be using the resources again. Don't forget the order in which I deleted things. I first started by stopping the container, then deleting the container before proceeding to delete the image. If you try to skip any of these steps, you may get an issue. Don't forget to delete your VM. Thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, please like and subscribe. And if you didn't, you better like it.